everyone, my name's Miss Karen from the Grace Public Library. Welcome to Tween Cooks with Miss Karen. That's me. I'm very excited today to show you how to make one of my favorite special treats. I actually learned how to do this recipe when I was a Girl Scout. I remember being out camping with my friends in this troop, and we were sitting by a campfire and we made something called banana boats. So you guessed it, we're going to use bananas to make a sweet treat today. My mom used to always make this for me as well with my sisters and I, and it's so much fun. There are so many different types of ingredients that you can use to make this your special own recipe. So today I'm going to start by making a peanut butter s'mores banana boat. So the first step is to pick the perfect banana. So I'm going to pick one here to have it ready to go. We are going to be peeling the banana, but we're not going to peel until we make our special sauce. So the first step is to make our peanut butter s'mores sauce. And I have the ingredients here. So if you're at home, these are some things that you might already have in your kitchen. The first thing that we're going to use is peanut butter. This is the creamy kind. Next, for our sauce, we're going to use Nutella. I decided to choose the Wegmans brand Hazel, and we're going to use that in our recipe. You also will use chocolate chips. I spilled a little bit, so it's okay if you make a little bit of a mess. I do have paper towels. So this is our chocolate chips that we're going to use for the next part in the recipe. So I do have a bowl that we can microwave. Today we're going to be using a microwave. You can also use the stovetop if you have an adult at home to help you. So the first step, and I will post the recipe for you in the comments on the Facebook page, so make sure to check that out. And if you would like, I can also email that to you as well. So the first step is to take our peanut butter, and I have some measuring cups here. We're going to use a cup measuring cup today and also 1/3 of a cup. So make sure you have all of your tools ready to go to make this recipe. So we're going to use 1 cup of chocolate chips. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my measuring cup. Doesn't have to be perfect. And who doesn't like chocolate, right? So I'm going to pour the chocolate in the bowl, and we're going to microwave this in a minute. We also need to add our peanut butter. I love putting peanut butter on ice cream during the summer, melted peanut butter, hot fudge. That's some of my favorite things during the summer. So we're going to use 1/3 of a cup of peanut butter. And I have to grab my spoon. Okay, so I have my spoon ready, so I'm going to go ahead and put the peanut butter in the 1/3 cup. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just enough. I'm going to go ahead and add that in with my chocolate chips. Okay, and then the next step is to grab our Nutella. This is really good on some toast as well. During the summer, some peanut butter and Nutella is so good. So this recipe calls for 1/3 cup of Nutella. So I'm going to use the same measuring cup. And if you don't want to measure, honestly, you could just pour what you would like. You can kind of guess on what 1/3 of a cup is. You're the cook, so you can really do what you want with this recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my bowl. And I know you probably can't see that well what my bowl looks like, so I'm going to show you. So I have my mixture here, and I'm going to use the microwave to melt everything. If you're doing this on the stove, it's going to be a little bit quicker and you can constantly stir. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the microwave for 60 seconds, and then I'm going to stop and stir and probably microwave it again for another 60 seconds. So I'm clicking time cook in 60 seconds and start. So while that's microwaving, I should probably pick up my mess, right? If you're making this recipe at home with a sibling or a friend, you could probably have a little bit of chocolate too. It's really good. It's my favorite part. I have my recipe card here. So when I post the recipe to Facebook, I would recommend maybe printing it to have you next to you as you create your banana boat. So of course we said that this is s'mores banana boat. So what I'm going to do, I'm ready to peel my banana while that's cooking in the microwave. I have my banana here. I'm going to peel it completely. And I'm going to lay it on the paper plate here that I have. Okay, so I have my banana here. So for banana boats, you can choose. You could either cut it lengthwise or you can leave it whole on your plate. You could also use a bowl if you would like. When I was a Girl Scout, I actually made this on a campfire. So if you wanted to do that, make sure you had an adult with you, of course. And you can actually wrap the complete banana, even in the peel, with tin foil. And then you can kind of roast it like a s'more. That's my favorite way to make this recipe. I just heard the microwave, so I'm going to go ahead and check and make sure I can stir it. So I'm seeing it is kind of hot, so be careful when you're lifting your bowl or your plate. I'm mixing the mixture here. It looks really good. I think this is going to need a little bit more time because I still see chunks of chocolate chips. So I'm going to put it in the microwave, actually only for 30 more seconds. I think that will do it. You can see all the chocolate and peanut butter. So just 30 more seconds. And then we'll be ready to make our banana boat. I think I'm going to leave mine whole for this recipe, and then the next recipe I can cut it lengthwise so you can see the difference. So our mixture is almost ready. I'm going to get my next ingredients ready. Hopefully I don't spill this time. So I have mini marshmallows. You can use larger marshmallows if you would like, but for this recipe I chose the smaller ones. I'm just going to take a handful of marshmallows for this part of the recipe. I'm not going to measure, but you certainly can. If you were to measure, you could probably use about 1/2 of a cup of marshmallows. Okay. So I have our peanut butter Nutella topping for our banana boat, and I'm going to place that here. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to sprinkle or drip some of this delicious looking topping for our banana boat. Make sure that you mix it good so you have a mixture of peanut butter and Nutella. This looks amazing. So it's going to cool off. It's also going to start warming the banana a little bit, but we are going to use the microwave one more time to really get our banana nice and warm to eat. So I have my topping on the banana. I want to add some marshmallows. So again, I'm just taking kind of a handful of marshmallows. I'm going to sprinkle it on top of the banana. This is going to be so delicious. That looks good. The next step, you can't have a s'more without graham crackers, so you can pick whichever type you want. This is actually a honey graham cracker. I'm placing it in a bag. Make sure that it's closed very tightly, and I'm going to just use my hands to break it apart because I want graham cracker pieces for the top of my banana boat. You could also use anything to smash your graham cracker if you want it to be in smaller pieces. You can also buy it like that, but this is kind of fun. I'm just gonna make it kind of like a medium-sized graham cracker. So now I'm ready, and I'm going to put the graham cracker on top of the banana tree. That looks so good. This is actually a lot. I wonder, next time I might actually use half of a piece of a graham cracker. This looks kind of like a lot, but it sure does look really delicious. I also have some other toppings here. You can really add anything you want. I have some sprinkles here that you could add on the top. I actually think I might add a few. Some rainbow sprinkles. This reminds me of like a s'more ice cream sundae that you might get. I do have a lot left over of the extra topping here, so you can save that if you're going to make some for your siblings or someone at home. You can use that to make more. You could also refrigerate this, but the chocolate will harden a little bit, so you may have to re-microwave. I wouldn't keep it for longer than 1 day. So I'm ready to take this banana boat into the microwave again, so I'm going to do this just for 30 seconds. Okay, so while that's doing that, I have my nice messy table here. That's kind of the fun of cooking though. Make sure everything's back on. So as you're watching, think about some other ingredients that you might add to your banana boats. You can do all sorts of things. You could do peanut butter and jelly. I'm always thinking about peanut butter. We are going to make one other banana boat using pretzels in just a minute. I love anything salty. I think you could be really creative with this recipe. So it looks like our banana boat is done. And remember, this could be very hot, so be careful. This looks so good. I can't wait to try this. I'm actually going to take my spoon here, and it has some extra peanut butter on it, but that's okay. So I'm actually just going to dip right in and try this. Get some marshmallow. That is so good. Love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that recipe. I'm going to show you one other recipe. Okay, so I cleaned up my mess on the table, and I'm going to make another banana boat for you today, and I'm so excited to try this. So the first step, I'm going to peel the banana, and this time I'm actually going to cut the banana in half lengthwise. So grab a knife. I'm actually using a plastic knife today, and that opens our banana in 2 sections. So I think this is going to be delicious. This one's very simple. I'm just going to use pretzels, and just like we did with our graham cracker, I'm going to take a handful of pretzels and place that in my Ziploc bag. Make sure it's closed tightly, and I'm going to use my hands to smash the pretzels, just so I have some small pieces. You can use any kinds of pretzels. You could use honey mustard pretzels, anything that you would like on your banana boat. So I'm going to take the pretzels and just place them on top of the banana. You could eat it just like this, or you could choose to microwave to make it nice and warm, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do this just for 30 seconds. Okay, so while that's microwaving, I do have 2 books that I wanted to share with you, and these are 2 books that are in the library's collection. The first book is called The Vegetarian Cookbook, and this is by DK. This book is great. It's very colorful. It has very great instructions on how to make a variety of recipes. You don't have to be a vegetarian to appreciate some of these recipes. There's some baking recipes, cooking, tacos. These are actually nachos. That looks really good. So this you can find at the library, and all of the cookbooks you're going to find in the children's area under the Dewey Decimal number 641.5. So in that general area of the library, that's where you'll find our cookbooks. I also have a second book, which is all about smoothies, and this book is called Slurpable Smoothies and Drinks. It's by You're the Chef. The author is Carrie Cornell, and you can also find this at the library in the cookbook section. This book has a variety of smoothies that you can make. I love having frozen lemonade, so if you have a blender at home, this is a nice summer treat as well. We also have some cookbooks that are available on our digital platforms, Hoopla and Libby, so make sure you check those out as well. So it looks like my banana boat is ready. This looks pretty good. So I have that there. So that's all for today's Tween Cooks. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions,